So the next one for the same trade customer is a Midland 76805. It's the UK version rather than the DUK version, meaning that it's got a real channel selector and not an up-down switch. You can always tell that because it has channel 9 printed on it, whereas the other one will always power up on channel 9, and because it's only up-down, where that is totally random. So let's put it on channel 20. We'll switch picture-in-picture on. And so we've done the Murphy, we've done the Rotel. Midland 76805 UK. So it's transmitting but nothing's coming out of the set. I don't want to kill it. TX 0. So we can't check frequency and we can't check deviation. So chances are that there's something wrong with the aerial connector, you'd think. So just put the signal generator on as a normal kind of rate. I've got 1 microvolt on it. And there's nothing. Okay. We better open it up. That was short and sweet. Anyway, at least the PA's not knackered because, you know, going into transmit with no aerial connector is going to kill it. So whoever owns this hasn't pursued that. What would be inside? A dead mouse? So we'll go straight for the jugular. Looks all right there. Well, we'll take the other side off. At least there's no strange boards in this one. I've still got this on full whack on the signal generator, so if it suddenly cures, it'll burst forth. So a lot of resoldering. I know they can suffer from dry joints. That needs cleaning up with isopropyl alcohol. It's not well enough cleaned, or probably not at all cleaned. I just wonder if I introduce the aerial somewhere else, like for example the screw-on bit. Right, so I'm going to clean this with the isopropyl alcohol, turn the power off, and then we may be able to see where the snag is. As ever, using Mr. Chippy's toothbrush. And now actually he had his back and I had to go and buy one. So I'll pause the video. So I've just looked for dry joints, cleaned the board with isopropyl, and it's burst into life. So that's receiving, and that's 1 microvolt. So let's try see if transmitting, and the answer is it's doing more than 3 watts. In fact, it's doing 3.5 watts. So had I better put the bottom lid on? So you'll see that's much improved from flux and that. Oops, wrong way on. I never charge for these dry joint things because I'm not going to enter into a contract on it. So they'll get charged for retune and test, and that's it. FM sounds a bit weird on this. So just put the 1 screw in so that it doesn't end up with hand capacitance effect. So we're about 3.9 watts and it's warm now, and that's at 13.8 volts. So it'll certainly be doing 4 when it's cold. I'll just drop it down to 12.8 volts so we see what it is when it's on battery, and it's 3 watts at 12.8 volts. There we go. So it's supposed to have all the lights lighting on 4 watts, and in low power it's supposed to be 1. and that's exactly as it is, so I don't need to adjust the preset, the back one for the RF meter. Deviation is the one hiding down here in the naughty corner. See where that is. So it turns out it was 3 watts, and deviation, let's do a check. Wow, it's 1.8. So do that. Take the little oscillator out. I've got the wrong preset, haven't I? That's deviation. Bottom one must be squelched then. Wow, oh, yeah, I've got it spot on in one go. So that's now 2.2 to a maximum of 2.5, which is where it should be. Frequency, let's have a look at that. Let's go over to the frequency counter. $79095. So we'll just pop that up to 2779125. That's just very, very slightly above, so it's got a bit of headroom to drop because that's what they do. Good, so that's the transmit sorted out. So RF meter, deviation, frequency. Let's look at receive, because it sounds awful. Now I'll need to plug our test equipment in. It's the extension speaker socket. I think the detector's miles out. Oh, before I do that, let's take a reading. So it's... oh, it's not very good. So I'll just show you the attenuator. Oh. So we've got 3, and on the lower scale 2.1. So it's doing 2.1. Yeah, 2.1. 2.1 microvolts for 12 dB synad. So I'll just do the detector, and then I've got to go and do something else. So put a big signal on there, show you the oscilloscope. Let's see if we can bring that up. No, it's actually correct. So I think the IF's all screwed up. So we'll come back to that, probably even tomorrow. Right, so we'll see whether we can get an improvement on the sensitivity of this set. So it was 2.1 microvolts for 12 dB synad. I'd like it to be better than 1.5. Well, there's an instant improvement. Drop the attenuator. That was spot on. That was spot on. Just going to put a bigger signal on this. Just want to inspect these again. And I'm once again going to check the detector. While I've got 100 microvolts on the signal generator, let's see whether we can get the needle up from 5 to 9. We can't. Slightly on the lazy side. That's where S9 should be. So that's 100 microvolts. What's it reading? It is reading, it's not actually far out, it's 120 microvolts. Let's see where our cyanide reading is now. It's 1.7. I'm beginning to think we've got another situation with a IF filter. It's just not making the right noise for FM. Oh, hang on a minute, have I missed this coil? Yeah, there's another coil under there. And as it happens, it looks like it's set right. See what we've got now. No, it's still 1.7. Right, so the ones that usually play up to 455, so I'll get that changed. And we'll see whether that makes an improvement. Right, I've just changed the filter. I had to pinch one off a scrap set. I did order some and ended up with the wrong number of poles, the type used in a walkie-talkie rather than the type you use in a mobile set like this. So I've had to reorder from China for what hopefully is the right one. The photo was a bit distorted, so it looked like the longer one rather than the shorter one. So I'll be alright when I get a pile of walkie-talkies in with Duff filters. But once again, here's another Duff ceramic filter. So there we go. I'll just check the tuning at a final time. But we've now got 0.75 microvolts, so it's bang on where we'd expect it to be. We just need to just double check. So once again, we'll go over to the oscilloscope. So all these adjustments I've already done can be undone when you change something like the filter. So there's the detector. As soon as I put that in and powered it on, it sounded the right kind of FM noise. So put the cyanide meter back on. Just run through these once again. Drop the signal a bit. Check the cyanide. That's just tuned it worse. How can that be? Once again. Just put the bigger one on for that. Try again. Oh, 0.8, nearly where we started. I think the lid's made it slightly different. Okay, so that's it, we're done. So just need to check the S meter, read something like, so it should be lighting up 3, which it is doing. I should be able to increase my signal on the signal generator, goes up to plus 30, it does. It would be that adjustment, the second one towards me, not the back one. And then I undid the squelch, didn't I? So I've now got a 100 microvolt signal on, and the squelch should be opening. And you know what I've already forgotten, which was deviation, which was squelch. So we'll hope this is the right one. It is. I've got not quite opening, it's 100 microvolts. About 300 microvolts, but at least it does open. I can't do anything about that. And we'll see where it is at the sensitive end. So drop this for the attenuator. We're listening to 0.3 of a microvolt. And we'll switch the signal generator to standby at that. Set the squelch. Carefully. Switch the signal generator back on. Straight in. So it's coming in at 0.3 of a microvolt. It's leaving at 0.16 of a microvolt. So it's got a good range of hysteresis. So very satisfactory result. Am I still on low power? And I'll put this together and we'll see if there's anybody out there. Right, that's the radio put back together. So use the speaker mic. One Nana Roger. You can switch the lights on and off on these. Yeah. One Nana Roger. So most of those people we'll be hearing will be the Nottingham Burning Brigade, so we're not likely to be able to have them hear us. Right, well, we'll do an on-the-air test. And that has come out working okay. What did we get it down to? I'll say 0.8. I did see it at 0.78 at one point. Where's my pen gone? Can't leave things for 2 minutes. So it was 3.1, wasn't it? So now it is 0.8 microvolts for 12 dB cyanide, and we got that to about 3.6 watts. So there we are. Thanks for watching Midland 77 805 UK port-a-pak set. No speaker, it's in the mic. Thanks for watching.